What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Goblin, and today I'm coming in with a commentary about my first ever nudes. Now, before I start, I would like to ask for 90 likes in honor of titties, and also 90 likes in honor of the fact that my goddamn cold has yet to go away, and it's been a week, so I'm a little upset with that. I'm still stuffed up, I'm still coughing, and speaking of coughing, give me a second. Sweet Jesus, excuse me. But anyways, yeah, let's go for 90 likes in honor of this, interesting commentary, some titties, of course, and my cold, which is currently tearing my soul apart. Now, moving on, I would like to talk about the story of how I got my first ever nudes. Now, this actually happened a few years ago, before, like, Snapchat was ever around, or Vine, or any of those big apps where people would send nudes, back when sliding into DMs on Twitter wasn't really, like, a well-known thing to do, and it was just kind of, like, back before the internet turned into just titty fest, pretty much. This was back in, I want to say, maybe 2011 or early 2012. I was in 7th grade at the time, and I didn't get these from anyone at my school. This was actually kind of an interesting story as to how I met this girl. I'm not going to drop any real names because, you know, confidentiality is kind of a big thing that I kind of want to represent in my commentaries because I don't want to, like, call people out for anything. But anyways, this was this girl, and she was like 16 at the time, I believe. I don't know how old she is now, probably 18 or 19. But anyway, she was 16 at the time, and I played PC games a lot more than I played Xbox games. I didn't really play Xbox or COD, as much as I did more PC games like Garry's Mod or, you know, lots of stuff like that. And this girl was one of the people who was in my little group that I played games with. And she had a boyfriend at the time of this, which is, now that I look back on it, kind of fucked up that she sent me this because, like I said in commentaries before, I don't like people who cheat or do stuff like that. But I didn't really think much of it at the time, and I was fully aware too. I just didn't really think much of it because I'd never had a girlfriend yet, or like even a first kiss or anything like that. But anyways, I was talking to this girl, and we were kind of talking back and forth, and back then, since I was younger, and, you know, I was also not necessarily big shot playa, I wasn't really the guy who would kind of go out there and, like, hit on girls or, like, ask for nudes or stuff like that, especially because I was, like, 12 or 13, either 12 or 13 at the time, I don't remember exactly. But anyways, we were talking over Skype, and we were just kind of sitting there chatting, and we're like playing the game together. I believe it was Garry's Mod at the time, and we were, you know, just chilling out, and it was like a one-on-one kind of Skype call, and she had to go, so she hung up the call because she had to go Skype someone else. However, she was still like PMing me, and we were talking back and forth and stuff like that, and we had been playing together for a few hours that day. We'd been talking to each other for like a long time before that because, you know, same group of people, stuff like that, and I was way younger, and it was kind of nice to know that these older guys that I played with, guys and girls, didn't really mind that I was young. That was pretty cool. So naturally, you know, I got kind of like, I guess, like, really close to these people because we were tight. We talked for a while, you know, and I was like one of the youngest kids in the group. I think the second youngest besides me, and like the group of kids that I played with was like 13 maybe at the time, and I was 12. But anyways, so I'm talking to this girl, and she brings up how, like, I don't know, her bra's annoying her or something like that, or how, like, she's horny or something like that. And I was 12, so I didn't really know why she would bring that up to a 12-year-old. I figured it was, like, nothing significant. She never even seen what I looked like before, so I doubted that she was trying to hit on me or anything. And I kind of went in, and I don't know what brought me to say this. I don't know what gave me the balls to say this, because I'd never done anything like it before. And I was just like, oh, well, you should let me see. And I apparently, she wasn't playing around. She sent me this picture over Skype, and of course, since my internet was garbage and still kind of is, it took a while to download, so I was sitting there with anticipation, like, is this gonna be my first ever, like, titties that weren't on RedTube? So I download it finally, and I open it, and Merry Christmas. It was titties, alright, and they were pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, you know, for a special, well, not even for first, just in general, they were very nice. So thank you very much, young lady, if you are listening to this right now, which I doubt you are. You know who you are. Thank you very, very much. That was great. I don't have the picture anymore, though, sadly, very, very sadly, because that was nice. But anyways, so she sent me that picture, and I was kind of in shock. It took me a few to reply, because I was like, those are titties, holy shit. And I was like freaking out. I was like, yeah, I pull. And I ran out of the living room, and I was like, hey, Mom, I got titties! No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, so I PM'd her back, and I was like, damn, that's fucking awesome. Like, those are nice and shit like that. And she was like, yeah. Now I was like, well, how big are they? And then she said something. It was in the D's. I don't know. They were fucking big. But anyways, I was naturally impressed, and I was all, like, hyped up over this. And then she had to get off almost right after that. So I was like, all right, see ya. And now I just had these kind of titties in my hand. Not like literally in my hand, you know. But I had these titties in the palm of my hand to pretty much do anything I wanted with. And it was my first news. I didn't really get how it worked. So I just kind of go when I went and saved them on my computer, because since it was sent over Skype, I was on my laptop at the time, and I don't have the picture anymore, like I mentioned earlier, because that was a way older laptop than what I use right now. But I saved them in some little folder that I made. I don't know, I think I just called it like boobs or something like that, because I was like 12 and I never got anything like this before. So then the next day rolls around, and I talk to the girl again, and we're kind of talking talking more and more, not necessarily like getting to a flirty level or anything. She wasn't flirting with me. I wasn't like sending her pictures or anything. No, I was like 12. I wasn't going to send her a pic of my dong, you know? But anyways, we were talking and she did it again. She literally, like, without even asking, she just sent me another and she's like, what do you think? And I was like, oh shit. And now that I look back on it, it was kind of sort of like slutty of her to do that because she had a boyfriend and she lives in Canada. I lived in the US. I didn't know she lived in Canada until like 2 days after she sent me the first picture, and I was kind of raking them in like that paper, you know? I was just raking in these nudes, and then we were chatting, and I was like, oh, so where do you live? And then she was like, Canada. And I was like, oh, well, shit, that's some fucking Canadian pussy right there, you know? So we were talking for a bit after that, after I kept getting pictures, and then one day we just kind of stopped talking. I don't really remember how. We just kind of stopped talking to each other, and we stopped Skyping, we stopped PMing each other, you know, she stopped sending me pictures and stuff like that, and I was just kind of let down, because I was like, well, there go my titties. That was my source of titties right there. I like that a lot. However, it's gone now. It's too late. Rest in peace. You know, I mean, now by now that I think about it, you know, she's probably showing them to like 200,000 more guys. So if I Googled her name, I could probably find some tit pics by now, judging by the I guess lack of hesitation she had to just whip a tit out, you know? But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. Please drop a like and a comment and share your experience getting your first nude. Or if you haven't gotten one, then I don't know, just share your titty preference. I don't know. Also, let's go for 90 likes on this video in honor of my cold, which is still being a piece of shit. And I said nudes in this because it wasn't only tits. I got some other pictures too, you know, later on down the line before we stopped talking. But, you know, I felt like the first ever picture I got of any girl's like private part, I would focus on more than like the other rest of the kind of saga of titties, you know? So anyways, thank you all for watching. Once again, let's go for 90 likes. Drop a comment sharing your experience with your first nudes, or if you've never gotten nudes, share your favorite flavor of Gatorade. I don't fucking know. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Can't stop drinking down your name, and all you keep on saying is how this music